Welcome. Today we're diving into four essential words in English: can, could, may, and might. These are called modal verbs and they help us express ability, ask for permission, or talk about how likely something is to happen. Understanding these words will make your English sound more natural and confident. Whether you're chatting with friends, making polite requests, or discussing possibilities, modal verbs are everywhere. Let's break down each one, see how they're used, and learn the subtle differences that can make your English communication clearer and more effective. Modal verbs are special helping verbs in English. They don't change form for different subjects, and they're always followed by the base form of a verb. For example, we say, she can swim, not she can swim. These verbs help us talk about things like ability, permission, requests, and possibility. The four we'll focus on today, can, could, may, and might, are some of the most common and useful. By mastering them, you'll be able to express yourself more precisely in a variety of situations. Start with can. We use can to talk about things we are able to do right now. For example, if you speak English fluently, you might say, I can speak English fluently. This shows your present ability. Can is direct and clear, making it perfect for everyday conversations. It's a word you'll use often when talking about your skills or things you're capable of doing at this moment. Besides ability, can is also used to ask for permission in casual or informal situations. For example, if you want to borrow a friend's laptop, you might ask, can I use your laptop for a minute? This is friendly and relaxed, perfect for talking with people you know well. Remember, can is less formal, so use it with friends, family, or in informal settings. We also use can to make informal requests. For example, if you need help uploading a video, you might say, can you help me upload this YouTube video? This is a friendly way to ask someone for assistance. It's direct but not rude, making it suitable for everyday situations with people you're comfortable with. Now let's talk about could. This word is often used as the past tense of can. For example, if you want to talk about something you were able to do when you were younger, you might say, when I was a child, I could climb trees easily. Here, could shows an ability you had in the past, but maybe not anymore. It's a subtle but important difference from can. We also use could to make requests sound more polite. For example, instead of saying, can you repeat that? You might say, could you please repeat that financial number? Adding could and please makes your request softer and more formal. This is especially useful in professional or unfamiliar situations where you want to show respect. Another use of could is to talk about things that are possible but not very likely. For example, you might say, it could rain later, so take an umbrella. Here, you're not sure if it will rain, but there's a chance. Could helps you express uncertainty or a low possibility in a polite way. Moving on to may. This modal verb is often used to ask for permission in formal situations. For example, in a classroom or at work, you might say, may I enter the office, sir? Using may shows respect and politeness, making it perfect for situations where you want to be extra courteous. We also use may to talk about things that are quite likely to happen. For instance, if you're discussing the stock market, you might say, the Orem stock price may rise after the merger news. Here, may suggests a high chance or strong possibility. It's a confident way to talk about future events. Now let's look at might. This modal verb is used when you're not very sure about something. For example, you might say, I might visit the housing.com office tomorrow, but I haven't decided. Here, might shows that the possibility is low or uncertain. It's a gentle way to express doubt or hesitation about future plans. We also use might to talk about things that could have happened in the past but didn't. For example, if you had checked the setting, you might have avoided the strike. This use of might helps us discuss missed opportunities or possibilities that didn't become reality. Let's compare these modal verbs side by side. Can is the most casual and direct, perfect for everyday situations. Could is more polite and formal, often used for requests or talking about the past. May is the most formal, suitable for professional or respectful contexts. Might is used for low possibility or uncertainty. Knowing when to use each one will help you sound more natural and appropriate in English. When you want to ask for permission in a casual way, can is your go-to word. For example, can I go? Is simple and direct. Use this with friends, classmates, or family members when you don't need to be overly formal. If you want to be more polite, especially with someone you don't know well or in a formal setting, use could. For example, could I go? Sounds softer and more respectful than can. It's a great way to show politeness in your requests. For the most formal situations, may is the best choice. May I go is very polite and shows respect, making it perfect for use with teachers, bosses, or in official settings. When talking about something that is possible in the future and you're quite confident, you can use can. For example, it can happen. This shows that you believe there's a real chance of it occurring. If you want to express a high possibility for the future, use may. For example, it may happen. This suggests you think it's likely but not certain. It's a bit more formal than can. For the lowest possibility, use might. For example, it might happen. This means you think it's possible but not very likely. It's a gentle way to talk about uncertain events. Modal verbs are everywhere in daily conversations. Whether you're asking for help, making plans, or discussing possibilities, you'll find yourself using can, could, may, and might all the time. Practicing these in real-life situations will help you become more fluent and confident. One common mistake is using can in formal situations where may or could would be better. For example, saying, can I leave the meeting, to your boss might sound too casual. Remember to match your modal verb to the situation for the best impression. Sometimes learners use could for present ability, but it's usually for past ability or polite requests. For example, I could swim means you could swim in the past, not necessarily now. Use can for things you can do now. A frequent error is using may in very casual situations, which can sound too formal. For example, may I borrow your pen? To a close friend might feel awkward. Save may for formal or respectful contexts. Learners sometimes use might when they mean something is likely, but might actually suggests a low possibility. For example, it might rain means you're not very sure. Use may for higher chances. When making requests, choosing the right modal verb is important. Can you help me is friendly and casual. Could you help me is more polite. May I ask for your help is very formal. Adjust your language based on who you're talking to and the situation. Use can for things that are generally possible, may for things that are likely, and might for things that are less likely. For example, it can snow in winter, it may snow tomorrow, and it might snow but I doubt it. Each verb gives a different level of certainty. Can is used for present ability while could is for past ability. For example, I can play the guitar means you can do it now. I could play the guitar when I was younger means you could do it in the past. Can is casual, could is polite, and may is formal. Use can with friends, could with acquaintances, and may with authority figures. For example, can I leave? With friends, could I leave? With a teacher, and may I leave? In a formal meeting. Using could and may can make your English sound more polite and respectful. For example, could you help me? Is softer than can you help me? And may I ask a question? Is very formal. Politeness is important in many cultures, so knowing these differences helps you communicate better. Might is your best choice when you're not sure about something. For example, I might go to the party means you haven't decided yet. It's a gentle way to express uncertainty without making a strong commitment. While can, could, may, and might aren't usually used for giving advice, you might hear sentences like, you could try restarting your computer. Here, could suggests a possible action, but it's softer than saying should. Similarly, could and might can be used for making suggestions. For example, we could go to the new restaurant, or you might want to check your email. These are gentle ways to offer ideas without sounding too direct. When offering to do something, can is often used. For example, can I help you with that? It's friendly and shows willingness. In more formal situations, you might say, may I assist you, to sound extra polite. Could have and might have are used to talk about things that were possible in the past but didn't happen. For example, I could have won the game, or you might have missed the train. These forms help us discuss regrets or missed chances. Can is sometimes used to talk about things that are generally true. For example, too much sugar can cause health problems. This means it's possible in general, not just in one situation. In rules or instructions, may is often used to show what is allowed. For example, employees may enter the lab only with permission. This is formal and clear, perfect for guidelines or official documents. In news reports, you'll often hear may and might to talk about possible events. For example, the company may announce a new product, or there might be delays due to weather. These verbs help journalists express uncertainty or likelihood. When making polite offers, may is often used. For example, may I offer you some tea? This is formal and shows good manners, especially in professional or social gatherings. Can and could are often used for invitations. For example, can you come to my party? Is casual, while could you join us for dinner? Is more polite. Choose the right modal verb based on how formal you want to be. In scientific writing, may and might are used to describe possible outcomes. For example, this medicine may reduce symptoms, or the results might vary. These verbs help scientists avoid making absolute statements. Could and might are useful for talking about hypothetical or imagined situations. For example, if I had more time, I could travel the world, or you might win the lottery someday. These verbs help us discuss things that aren't real yet. Might is especially useful when you want to express doubt. For example, he might not come to the meeting. This shows you're not sure and leaves room for uncertainty. While not their main use, modal verbs can sometimes express hope. For example, I hope I can see you soon, or we may meet again. These sentences use modal verbs to talk about positive possibilities. In written English, especially in rules or instructions, may is often used for giving permission. For example, students may submit assignments by email. This is formal and clear, making it ideal for official documents. Sum up, can, could, may, and might are powerful tools for expressing ability, permission, requests, and possibility in English. Remember to choose the right one based on the situation, casual, polite, or formal. Practice using these modal verbs in your daily conversations, and soon you'll find your English becoming more natural and effective. Keep experimenting with different contexts, and you'll master these essential words in no time.